Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just wait for a few more seconds. Thank you for attending today's webinar, and then I'll provide some general housekeeping items about what is the Navigator program. I'll introduce you to some of our colleagues under the Navigator program, and also our great presenters from the Better Business Bureau with Miss Cynthia Lavin, and also my colleague as well, Marinela Toledo. So thank you, and we'll just wait for a few more seconds. Just some general housekeeping items. This is a recorded webinar, so all participants will be receiving today's presentation and also the video recording in case you have to step out, answer a phone call. It'll be a good opportunity for you to have it as a reference point. Also, if there's any particular questions throughout today's presentation, strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A so that we'll be able to moderate them on your behalf. Also, this is a good interactive webinar. Strongly encourage you to network amongst our panelists and also with our participants in today's webinar and how we could collaborate and solidify the Miami-Dade's ecosystem as well. And if you have any, if you raised your hand, strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A so that I'll be able to answer that question for you as well. Okay. So I'll go ahead and get started. What is the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program? My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the manager of administrative services here at the Florida SBDC at FIU. And it's part of the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program is funded through a cooperative agreement through the U.S. Small Business Administration. It was established in part of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 that uses that community approach to help you, the small business owners. The program is comprised as a lead hub. It is a Florida SBDC at FIU at a center or network of spoke organizations that deploy community advocates to work with small businesses. It is focused on businesses owned by veterans, women, as well as socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. Along with the Florida SBDC at FIU, we also have 6 great organizations working together to assist the small business owners if it's access to capital, marketing, strategic planning, operations, government contracting, just to name a few items. We have Attendees, branches, the EDC of South Miami-Dade, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. Along, I have my colleague Angel Leon from Prospera that will be providing some additional resources, initiatives, programs that will be able to assist you with your small business needs. Angel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you once again for inviting Prospera, inviting me to present our organization. Thank you. And for those that are not familiarized with our organization, Prospera has been around since 1991. And essentially what we do is we help, we specialize in helping Hispanics business owners to start, sustain, and grow their businesses. And essentially we do by empowering them with bilingual support, training in Spanish, and also additional resources, which I would go into it briefly. So obviously we're a nonprofit organization. We provide, one of the resources we provide is the business seminars in Spanish. We do orientations, we do workshops, which offer training on specific topics that are obviously critical to operating and grow your business successfully. We also have, most nonprofits do, we have business consulting as well, which essentially is the individual guidance to try to identify opportunities and overcome a lot of these challenges that are existing on prospective businesses. We also help assist with including minority certification. We do feasibility analysis and more. In addition, we have the business advancement services, which in short, they're grants. They're grants in the form of subcontracted services. So we do offer more in-depth consulting services in the areas of legal assessment. We do accounting assessment with CPAs, the legal assessment there with attorneys. We have branding, corporate branding. We have marketing, sales plans. We have 2 types of different business plans, one for access to capital and one more to the operations We also have QuickBooks training as well. In addition to the business advancement services or grants that we offer access to capital. We're not lenders per se, but we do have an array of partners that give us the assistance, and we help in the to facilitate some of these loans, so obtaining either traditional or micro loans, and we also include the business plan creation, the loan application preparation, and the business concept presentation. We do essentially the pre-vetting in-house. So if you provide us with the financials after the consulting session, we'll kind of do the underwriting in-house and determine, number one, if you qualify. Number two, how much you qualify for. Number three, where we can place your loan to have a better probability of getting approved. So these three steps are important for us, and everything that we do, obviously, it's focused on helping you. So please feel free to reach out to us. I will leave my information in the chat. And also, just want to mention that our telephone number, if you want to call us and schedule an appointment, please feel free to do so at 786-329-5830. Again, 786-329-5830. Or you can reach us at www.prosperausa.org. I will, regardless, I will leave my information in the chat. Once again, thank you all for coming in today and spending some time with us. And also, one more time, I'd like to thank Jesus Padilla from Miami Navigator program and the SBDC. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. And now allow me to introduce you to my colleague, Clementina Valladares from Startup FIU Local. Clementina?
Yes, thank you, Jesus. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Clementina Valladares. First, I would like to apologize about me having a picture. My camera is broken, so that's why my picture is there. Well, my name is Clementina Valladares, and I am a program manager for Startup FIU Local. What is a Startup FIU Local? Startup FIU Local is a program that helps local small business grow their company. How do we do this? We do this by developing strong community partnership like SBDC and Business Navigator partners, Dade County, Miami-Dade Public School, and more. And also by delivering educational tools tailored to meet your business needs and help you overcome challenges. We all know that as a small business owner, you face challenges, and through our educational tools, we help you to overcome those challenges and be very prepared to meet your company goal, which is grow economic opportunities. These tools are provided through different type of programming, like incubator programs, boot camp, workshop, and panels event. Okay. Currently, we are receiving application for an upcoming program that has been designed for those small businesses that either have a product or service that you want to procure with government institution or private companies. So the program will help you to better those skills or to learn the process to procure with private companies or government institutions. This is a 2 weeks program. Is completely virtual with the exception of the final presentation, which you will be presenting a proposal like you will be submitting to a procurement office. And that part of the program is in person. I will put all the information, I will put the flyer in the chat. For those who are interested, you're welcome to apply. And I will be also facilitating the website, the Startup FIU local website, so that you can visit us and navigate and see, about the service that we offer. And also you can follow us in social media, which we constantly promote every single event in social media. And once again, I want to thank you, Jesus. I want to thank you, thank the Business Navigator program, the SBDC, all our partners, because we all work together with one goal in mind. And the goal in mind is to help our small business in the community succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Clementina. And also my colleague, Gabby, she will be putting the our next webinar, which is on the 30th of August, co-hosted by FIU Local and the Florida SBDC at FIU. So it's a good opportunity for you to carry on the conversation and also get to know more about FIU Local, the programs and services, but also enhancing more tools for your toolbox for your business needs as well. In addition, with the Navigator program, it's the network to assist small business owners in the 3 key pillars: the consulting, the mentoring, and trainings. And in addition, this is for businesses that are located here in Miami-Dade County. If your business is located in Palm Beach, Broward, Monroe County, we'll be more than happy to assist you. If you're outside of that jurisdiction, by all means, send us an email, and I'll be more than happy to connect you with your local small business resource. And as what Clementina and Angel has been telling in terms of connect with us, how we can provide of assistance, strongly encourage us to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. That is where all of our webinars, our recordings are being housed in. So right there, it'll be able to enhance the conversation with our business consultants, but at the same time, follow us on our social media channels of our upcoming events, programs, and initiatives to assist you once again. So I want to thank you all for attending, getting to know more about the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program. And I will pass the baton to my colleague, Cynthia, to carry today's presentation. Cynthia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jesus. Well, thank you everyone who's here today. I think all of us in the community, I mean, I come from BBB, but organizations like SBDC and Startup FIU really have pretty much the same mission, which is helping businesses in the community have resources and just be able to know what's out there and to do better. So all of you who are here today, that's already a step in the right direction to attend things like this, whether it's in person or just digitally. And there's not just the SBDC at FIU, but there's other SBDCs in other counties as well. If you decide to move, don't lose that touch with an organization as important as SBDC. So my name is Cynthia Lavin. I am the VP of Communications and Community Engagement at the Southeast Florida Better Business Bureau. If you are not familiar with the Better Business Bureau and what we do, we are a nonprofit organization and we help the business community and consumers as well. And we want to help businesses connect to good consumers and consumers connect to good businesses. And we provide a lot of education through partnerships like this with SBDC, SCORE, and just other local organizations like Chambers of Commerce. So we're always out there in the community trying to identify what small businesses need and how we can help them. So we have a lot of different things like networking opportunities, and we have a lot of recognition branding wise because the BBB as a brand has been around for over 100 years. We are a federated system, so there's 96 BBBs in North America, and the Southeast Florida BBB covers 11 counties and also Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Islands. So we keep reports on all the businesses in that geographical location, and reports are able to be accessed for free by consumers. Consumers can file complaints with us, and businesses can also get listed for free on our website. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of my presentation. So I'm going to share my screen, and today's discussion is going to be about managing your online reputation. As most of us know, online, everyone, before they decide to make a purchase, hopefully, they go online to check out that business, to see how that business interacts with consumers, and really just general information, what we call due diligence, right? So I do a lot of local media with Telemundo, NBC, Univision, CBS, and really a lot of the local media, not only in Miami, but in West Palm Beach. And I always advise consumers, if they're going to do any type of business, to please research the business first and just start with just a general Google search and also go to our website. This is important because consumers need to see how the business interacts, if the business is a legitimate business, because as most of you know, there is a lot of scamming issues, especially in South Florida, right? We are the capital of scams, unfortunately. So consumers need to be very wary and look at reviews and the interaction of businesses. And I'm here to talk about why that interaction is important and why soliciting feedback from your customers is important. And I have some stats for you all so that you can understand the importance of always trying to gain feedback from your consumers. So let me try and make this a little bit bigger over here for you guys. Okay, so 98% of local consumers use the reviews to determine if a local business is good or bad. And this is a stat from 2021. Before COVID in 2019, it was something like 86%. But of course, after people started soliciting all of these different things online because they needed to come to their house, and a lot more consumers started directing their attention to reviews to be able to find who was a good, trusted business. And so, yeah, the majority of consumers use the reviews to know if a business is good or bad. The 78% of consumers visit the internet once a week to obtain information on a local business, right? And 90% of shoppers read online reviews before making a purchase. And this is through Trustpilot, and they survey consumers every year, or every 5 years, because they're also a nonprofit. So we work with Trustpilot as well to just help us sometimes fill in the gaps and how we can let consumers know that we're here to help them. So these are some good stats to keep in mind for your business, because again, it's important to solicit online reviews and have the consumer talk about what interaction they had with you. Consumers pay attention to, in these areas, these are the areas where they look at reviews the most: service area businesses and tradespersons. So if it's going to be a roofer or a plumber, anyone that's going to be in your house, consumers are looking at those reviews. Care services, so whether it's a babysitter, nanny, dog walker, they look at those reviews as well. And then healthcare. So these are the top three. If any of you are in those categories, it's important to, again, solicit reviews. And then how often do consumers search for local businesses online? And as we see, they're always researching online, right? So Right Local does surveys every year, and this is a 2022. And at the end of, or the beginning of 2024, they'll get all the information for 2023. But I cannot imagine that this has changed very much in this past year. If anything, it's probably gotten higher. So it's important, if you have a business, which I assume a lot of you do, or you're looking to start a business, to take inventory of your online brand. So there's a lot of different platforms that solicit reviews. It's not just Google. There's Home Advisor, there's Facebook, even though we don't really tend to think of Facebook as the first platform where people go to review. People do submit reviews on Facebook as well. So it's important for you to take care of those and answer those. And then there's Yelp, right? A lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Yelp, unfortunately, but it is important. If you're on there, if someone decided to submit your business and decided to submit a review through Yelp, we always advise businesses to go onto these platforms and claim their businesses. Even if it's not the main platform that you're using, even if you always solicit reviews through Google or maybe Home Advisor or any other platform that pertains to your industry, we always advise businesses to claim all of these businesses online as theirs and just keep accountability of it, right? So there's industry reviews, customer reviews, forums, blogs. Also, if you have an organization that has employees and they go to Glassdoor or Indeed, it's important to claim those profiles as yours so that you keep track of it, so that you're able to answer any questions. Because if not, this is just information about your business that's just floating on the internet, and you really have no accountability of it, and you really don't know who's posting information to these platforms, and information that you really are not answering or just taking accountability of. So it's important to just do kind of an assessment of your brand. You can Google your brand and see where you're listed, see where you are at. Another important tip that I tell businesses all the time, and this is actually also reiterated by a person that does a lot of marketing and works with Google, and he does marketing for a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and this person has sat on our BBB board before. It's important that your business is listed all the same in platforms. So by saying that is, if you have an address and you put Northwest and you spell it out, make sure that in every listing you have, you spell it out and it all looks the same. If you have suite spelled out and in another platform is abbreviated, it's important to have it all look the same, write it out the same in every single platform. And I tell you why, because this helps with your search engine optimization. So when consumers are looking for you, all of the platforms where you're listing are listed will pull up first. So it's important that you decide how you want to write out your address, whether you want to spell it or have some abbreviations, but make sure it all looks the same throughout all of the platforms where you're listed, because it helps your SEO. So assess and plan. So I talked a little bit about this already. Review the information and develop a strategy to project your business and brand online. Most major sites enable you to register your business so you are alerted to reviews. So yes, most major sites like Yelp, Google My Business, it allows you to register your business if you have a brick and mortar, but also if you do not have a brick and mortar, but you provide services, you have an option of marking, I deliver goods and services to my clients, and you can put the areas that you deliver those goods and services to, and you don't have to list a physical address. So make sure that you take care of that Google My Business. A lot of people, small businesses in particular, have people writing reviews about them or interactions or asking a question. And if they haven't claimed those profiles, if they haven't logged in or anything, they're just really floating without answer on the internet. So it's important for people to see that you interact with your consumers and that you're taking care of your online brand and reputation. You can set up notifications for keywords. So if you have a product and you want to know how it's maybe performing, or if any comments come up in any conversation about that, you can set up keywords on your Google as to a specific product, or you can do it maybe on a CEO, maybe yourself, maybe a manager, etc. So you'll have more alerts when it comes to that if you set up keyword notifications. This is all free, and it provides alerts so a business is able to proactively review and respond to content related to their business. So taking action, we have talked about listing major sites. List all the major sites. And again, I do not know all of them. There's sometimes different blogs or different sites depending on the area that you're in. There's a lot of businesses out there, especially if you're in tech. Sometimes there's businesses that take reviews that have nothing to do with the major ones, but someone who's in a very niche market will know to look for that site. List all the sites where you want to be listed, and as long as you can take care of those, right? So do a snapshot of the current status. Have you claimed all your profiles? A lot of times I go on Yelp and I see this business has not been claimed by the owner. And it's important that you go and claim those profiles so that you know what's coming in and you can answer. Gather resources to improve and enhance your profiles and create a monitor and response process. So by this, I mean, you have to answer to all your reviews, whether they're good or bad. Take some time to answer all your reviews. At BBB, we do so. When we first A lot of the current management came in 7 years ago, and we were in bad shape online. And we actually created a plan to start soliciting reviews from every person that we came in contact with, and to answer those reviews. And now we're at a 4.9 for our local BBB, right? And we have 3 physical offices, so sometimes it gets a little bit difficult to monitor all of those, but we make sure that our main headquarters office keeps getting all these reviews. And Yelp, we weren't in good standing either. And even though Yelp can sometimes be a little bit difficult to push the good reviews up, we still took the time to answer those reviews. If it's a bad review, we all get them. Don't feel bad. If it's something that it requires a conversation, always let the person know. Please reach out to me directly and we can talk about this further. You do not have to engage into a discussion or an argument online, because again, other people are seeing that. So when they go to your reviews and if they see that you engage into a match with the customer, whether they're right or wrong, then that really creates that red flag for the consumer, saying, well, I don't know if I want to do business with this person, right? Because if something does go wrong, then how are they going to handle that? So we always advise people to take the conversation outside of the review platform and say, hey, I would love to talk to you about this further. Please give me a call, or here is my email, and reach out to me so we can further discuss this, right? And a lot of times they don't reach out. People just want to vent online, but at least you have the proof that you answer that review and told the person to reach out to you. So there's tools and resources for reputation management. There's a lot of different tools. I can't recommend a single one because there's different ones, especially now with the implementation of AI. There's a lot of them that will manage and solicit reviews automatically, but it's up to you to set up the question process. Just always make sure you keep it short when you're going to solicit reviews from a consumer, and just really the things that are important to you. How was the service? Or how was the person that serviced you? How was the product? Will you use this again? Will you recommend this? All those types of things are the things that you want to be asking. So how to engage, this is just more of that. So ask consumers to share a review on Google. It can also be on BBB. BBB does take reviews. The difference between the reviews that are taken on BBB and Google is that our reviews are actually looked at by a person, right? So on Google, the review automatically goes up. And a lot of times, and I don't know if any of you as business owners have encountered this, sometimes reviews don't even pertain to your business. It's happened to everybody. And people just go and vent about something that's like completely unrelated to your business, and you submit it to Google to remove it. And it takes a while for Google to get to that and to flag the review as non or out of purview. So BBB actually has a different dynamic when it comes to reviews. If I submit a review on bbb.org, first, the person has to validate that there's been an actual interaction. So they send a confirmation not only to the consumer, but to the business, just so that they can validate there was an actual transaction and exchange of goods for money. Because a lot of times too, it can happen that competitors go and leave bad reviews. It's not an ethical practice, but it does happen. And they can have people leaving bad reviews on a competitor's site, and there's no one really to validate that there was an actual interaction. In BBB, we have people actually looking at those reviews before they go up. And once we can confirm there was an actual interaction, then the review goes up on the site and it becomes live. So until we can validate that it's a good review and that it doesn't have profanity, all these different things, then we go ahead and post it on our site. We talked about Yelp. A lot of people asked about Yelp. They have a different business model, and sometimes the reviews are pushed down until the person decides to sign up for a membership, or there's different tiers of services that Yelp has. But what I can advise businesses is to just don't give up, even if that's not your main platform. But if people still want to leave you a review on Yelp, you can encourage them to do so. Eventually, the good reviews will make it to the top. Yelp is thought of as a lot for restaurants, etc. But some people go on Yelp to leave reviews for other things. So don't discount it. And again, if you do have a profile on there, I just always advise people to claim it. And then we talk about your important sites, websites. I talked about Home Advisor. I talked about Facebook as another review site. So just make sure you take accountability of those. And one thing when it comes to review sites and just social media in general, if you cannot handle it, do not sign up for it. You get a lot of different opinions from people, especially from marketers telling you, well, you have to sign on for TikTok because everybody's on TikTok, and you have to sign up for this and that, or whatever platform is trending, right? But if it's not something that you can handle, I advise you not to sign up for it. And the reason is, as a consumer, when consumers go to these sites and look for you, and if they see that you're signed up, but you haven't posted something in 7 months, a year, because you haven't been able to manage that platform, it immediately gives the consumer the frame of mind that maybe you're closed, that you're not providing the service that you claim to be providing. So I just advise people when it comes to social media and platforms you can't really help, right, when it comes to review platforms, because a lot of it is user and consumer generated. So you just have to take accountability and monitor them. But when it comes to social media, you do have the power because you're the one signing up for it. So whatever platform benefits your business best when it comes to social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, then sign up for one of those as long as you can manage. Nowadays with Facebook and Instagram, integration is easier to just manage the two, because if you post on one, it automatically goes on the other one. But again, you have to be able to log onto these sites and look at the comments, look at the questions that people have, look at the negative comments. A lot of people sometimes will just vent on a post and have something negative to say about your brand. And that's important to be able to respond or hide them or ban the user if the person is just harassing you. There's a lot of different cases where consumers will go through every single site and comment the same thing just because they took it upon themselves to just do that war, right, for the business. And it's not a fun thing to have to deal with, but it's something that happens to business owners regularly, and it happens to us, and it can happen to everybody. So you have to be prepared to handle that. As I had said, BBB provides tools that make it easy to ask for feedback. So if you are BBB accredited, we do have the ability to request feedback through surveys. And that's something that once you sign up, you're able to talk to our onboarding specialist about that. But even if you're not BBB accredited, if you have any other platform that requests surveys, like I said, keep it simple, 3 to 4 questions, and via text is effective for all consumers. So a lot of times, and I'm sure all of us here have already experienced that, whether you have some sort of service coming to your house, delivery or something, it's like, please leave a review. It happens a lot when I go get my car service. Leave a review, you click on the link, answer a couple of questions, and that is it. Just keep it simple, and you can change it out every quarter if you want. If you want to know how a product is performing, change it out. If not, just keep it simple. 87% of people have or are willing to write a review of a business. So when you ask nicely, and just if you have employees or service people, if it's just yourself, always end that interaction as like, hey, are you willing to write a review for me? Please look out for the text message or email where it's going to solicit a review. And a lot of people do if it doesn't take them a long time. So 97% of shoppers who read online reviews from other consumers also read responses from businesses. So this is what we discussed earlier. If you have a bad review, do not get into a match with the person. Do not get into a back and forth, because the shoppers are also reading that interaction and what you answer. So a lot of times, even though it can be a little bit repetitive, you can just, if it's a positive review, thank you for taking the time to leave us a review. Continue to visit our website, or just little things like that, and you can have several responses already as a template in a sheet that you just copy and paste and answer. Just always make sure that you are reading the review, because if they're asking a question, you want to be able to address the question as well. 84% of consumers are more likely to use a business if they respond to reviews. 51% of consumers having a negative experience are likely to return if they receive a positive personalized response. So what to say, we talked about this, always respond to the reviews, be positive and professional, individualize each response. So what we do is like, even though we have a template to respond to reviews, we use the name of the person who left the review. So if it's Juan, thank you for taking the time, and you go about your day. Create win-win solutions whenever possible. So like I said, if it's an issue in the review, or if it's maybe less stars than you want, to just reach out to the person, or respond to the person saying, hey, I would like to know what we could have done better. Please reach out to me if you have the time, and leave an email. A lot of the businesses have an info ad, so we're really not sharing. And a lot of your business emails should be public for things if you want consumers to find you anyway. Never talk negatively about a customer. So like I said, don't get into the negative matches with people. Just have them write to your email and go about your day. Again, you cannot help bad reviews. They're always going to happen. And consumers tend to trust brands who have a mix of both, because when you see a lot of positive reviews, but you never see a negative one, that also raises a red flag, because we have taught consumers that there is such a thing as paying for reviews. There is a thing that companies do where they pay other people or other organizations to outsource their reviews, which is another reason why BBB verifies the reviews before they go up on our platform. And we have banned IPs that come from India, that come from Singapore, because there's a lot of marketing companies there that specialize in just getting paid to post reviews on a brand, even if they haven't had any interaction. This is not an illegal thing to pay to have reviews posted, but it is very unethical. And the FTC always advises brands to disclose if there was an exchange or an incentive offered for a review. So if you offer a discount on the next purchase for a review, my advice is to always say, well, thank you for taking the time to leave a review, and there was an incentive for you to leave us a review on our platform. So I would tread lightly when it comes to just offering incentives, because again, even though it's not illegal, it can seem a bit unethical to just offer things in exchange for a review. It really should be your work and your service that speaks for itself. Let your love show. Convey the positive professional image of your business. And this goes not only for your platforms. Google My Business allows you to post pictures just like a social media platform, but also for your social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook. Just make sure that you're always keeping it current. And again, small business owners struggle with being able to manage all of this, but at least even if you post once a week and it looks current, it doesn't look like your business has closed. It doesn't look like your business is not active and functioning. You can share facts to support a business position. So if someone has something to say about the business, you can disclose maybe your mission or your return policy, whatever it is. If someone says, I wasn't able to return this, I wasn't allowed to get a refund, or whatever it is, you feel free to share the facts directly from your website or whatever it may be. Always position your business as reasonable, concern, and solution focused. So again, if there's something, that maybe takes a longer discussion, or if there's an issue, because sometimes people take reviews as an opportunity to pose a problem that they had in the interaction with your employees or with yourself. So again, try to find a solution, but try to always do it outside of the platform and let them know, I would love to fix this. I would love to talk to you more about this, but contact me in my email. Write your response to potential customers in addition to the customer leaving the review. So just have that little template going so you know what to write when it comes time to answer your reviews. For social media sites, just develop a plan. Like I said, just if you do not have a lot of time, at least once a week, posting a little picture or maybe a little quote or something that lets people know that are looking for you that you're active is important. I personally, sometimes there's things that you cannot post on your website, right? If you have an event coming up, or if you're going to be at some expo or something, that's the opportunity to post on social media and say, we're going to be here on this day, and just to keep your consumers and potential consumers posted and current as to what's going on, right? Identify the sites that work well for your business. We already talked about identifying which sites you should be on. Only create a site if you can manage it. We talked about this. And set goals, right? What goals do you have? Do you have a goal of posting once a week? Do you have a goal of answering, taking 1 day a week to answer all of your reviews, or to solicit more reviews and solicit a specific number of reviews by the end of the year? All of these things are important, and measure the impact. So look back as to where you started after you make that assessment, and write out where you want to be and do that assessment at the end of the year, and modify if needed, right? So if you don't want to solicit as many reviews because you can't handle it, maybe only solicit reviews after a certain service or after a certain amount of money exchanged. More stats from Bright Local. 93% of Facebook users are at least a little suspicious of fake reviews on Facebook. So again, we talked about hiring people to do reviews for you is something that we do not recommend. 37% are very suspicious of fake reviews on Facebook. So 90% of Google users are at least a little bit suspicious of fake reviews on Google, but just 10% are very suspicious of fake reviews on Google. Better Business Bureau is by far the most trusted review site. Only 29% of its users are fairly or very suspicious of reviews on our site. And again, this is because our process is very different. We have actual human eyes behind our review site. We have blocked IP addresses from proven places that are hired to do reviews. So that's why our platform has more of that trust from consumers. And this is just, again, our trusted site. And these are some sites that take reviews. So BBB being the top trusted one, Google reviews, as seen on TV, Forbes, Yelp, Facebook, and you can see the stats over here. And BBB is the most trusted one. Again, we've been around for over 100 years, and we are a nonprofit organization supported by the business community. And we are very, very involved with the community, and you can always see a face to BBB. That's why we try to be out there as much as possible. And that's what my colleague Marianela, who's on this call, does in Miami-Dade. She goes to a lot of events with chambers, SBDC, and whatever other organizations are out there. So if you see her and have questions about BBB, say hi and talk to her, because she is very good at letting you know how you can be a part of our organization. So talking a little bit about BBB, businesses can be a part of BBB through accreditation. Now, if you are not in a place where you can be accredited, you can still claim your business profile and be on our site, and you can still get assigned a rating by our algorithm, and you can still solicit reviews. So the strength of BBB.org often lifts the BBB business profile to the first organic result served in Google searches. So because we've been around a long time, and because BBB is such a trusted organization, having your business name attached to BBB usually puts your business at the top of the search. And now Google My Business is asking people, if they have a BBB profile, to list that BBB profile on their Google My Business, because it adds a layer of verification about their business. Because again, there's so many scams or little pop-ups that scammers do. So they want to make sure that it is a true business that's trying to go on the Google My Business profile. Advantages of BBB accreditation: we provide tools, resources, and information to manage your online brand. We offer low-cost, no-term digital marketing support to BBB accredited businesses to complement the organic results earned from BBB accreditation. So we have a department that does marketing for businesses. It starts as low as $200 a month, and you have no contract. If it doesn't work out for you, or if you don't have the budget, you can sign out of it. Because we found that there was a lot of businesses that go to marketing agencies and are signed into a contract, and they're really not getting the results that they want. So you can try with us, and no term, low cost. So it's up to you, but that's a different department that I'm not a part of, but I'm happy to share if you decide to become BBB accredited at some point. We share approximately 700 requests for businesses from consumers with BBB accredited businesses each month. This is actually up to 867 now. We started a marketing campaign in March of this year that just does general branding on streaming. So that brings more people wanting to get requests. So we have an equal option. If you work in a service industry and let's say you want to paint your house, you can file a request on BBB, and only 3 businesses are able to claim that request and say, hey, this is what I can do that work for you for. And it only goes by zip code. So it will only get, I think, within a 15-mile radius. BBB provides a network of businesses to collaborate on key projects, charitable causes, and we help maintain awareness of scams and bad businesses so consumers spend their money with trustworthy businesses. So I'm in the media a lot talking about the bad practices and always directing people to BBB to actually find those good businesses, local businesses in the community. We are also part of Junior Achievement, always encouraging the next generation to be good consumers, to learn how to identify good businesses on our site and just in general. So we have a lot of 8th graders and 5th graders going through our little desk of Junior Achievement in Broward County, just learning to be good consumers as well, right? Because as we know, there's consumers that can be can lack a lot of manners when it comes to dealing with businesses. And as I said earlier, to sign up for your BBB profile, you can do this free of charge. If your business is not listed on BBB, you can go on this site, bbb.org/get-listed, and you can fill out all the information there to just open up a traffic profile. And this will give you a very basic profile on BBB that consumers can access. Now, if you wanted to be able to put your logo, pictures, videos, and a lot more information, that is reserved for our accredited business members, but you can still get listed here and still appear and have an actual rating set to you. The more information you fill out, the better the system can assign a rating. And the ratings take all the information of the profile into accountability, as well as any complaints that are filed, any reviews, and then it assigns you a rating that goes from A- to it can be an F. But if it's an F, I mean, I'm sure none of you would have an F business because that's really reserved for the bad scammy businesses in the community or those who don't answer their complaints. So that has been all my presentation for today. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those now.
All right, thank you so much. And also just let you know that once again, this is a recorded webinar, so all participants will be receiving today's presentation and also the recording through our YouTube channel. So definitely encourage you to like and subscribe. So if you have any additional questions, strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A so that I'll be able to answer those questions on your behalf. And Cynthia, just as everyone's typing a question, so what's one of the most important key takeaway from today's webinar?
I think the most important key takeaway is that reviews are important. And if you're not in a place in your business where you're soliciting reviews yet, you have to think about that. Just the important thing is you need to have an online presence besides your website, because it's important for consumers to see how you interact with your clients.
And also, as a true testament, like on my side, one of our clients actually got the certification as well as a Better Business Bureau. So definitely, like, and he's one of our success stories. So definitely, like, I've seen it, through my own eyes, the entire process. But definitely, it's rewarding seeing the final product, going over.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I have a question: what does a business need to do to get accredited?
Well, so what a business needs to do to get accredited, you can, on our website, if you want to just go ahead and apply for accreditation, it's on the first page of bbb.org, and you can apply for accreditation, and you have to, I believe you pay an application fee, and you submit all of the information there, and then our compliance department goes ahead and does a thorough search of your business and of you, and if you have any business partners, of them as well. If it's a business that requires licensing, they make sure that your licensing is up to date. They make sure that you're registered on Sunbiz. If you already had a BBB profile where somebody filed a complaint, they work with you to answer that complaint, even if it was a little while ago. And if everything checks out well and it comes back that there's no issues, then you go ahead and get accredited. You pay for the accreditation. I believe it's starting at $562 a year, and you can pay that in monthly installments or 3-month installments is really up to you. You work with the person that contacts you to do that. And then once you receive your package, you're able to display all of your BBB torches. If you have vehicles, company vehicles, you can put that there. If you have a brick and mortar, you can put it on your door. If you just have a online business, you can put the BBB accredited seal on your website. You can put it on your social media. You can put it on your proposals. You can put it on your business cards. So you can really take advantage of that seal. And it really makes a difference for some consumers, especially in service, if they want to do business with you or not. If you're not BBB accredited, it gives them that wariness of like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to spend this much money, especially when it's a service industry like roofers or auto mechanics. But then there's the other part. We have a lot of events that we do, networking. We actually just had our big networker, which was our Torch Awards, and we had a big workshop there on artificial intelligence, and we had breakout sessions on marketing and breakout sessions on revenue growth. So we had about 200 people come out and just learn and network. So we do a little bit of that in smaller capacity, and we work with other organizations like SCORE, and we work with the media to just always bring those networking events, right? And to always bring education and things. And also another thing for BBB accredited businesses, they get a discount on Dell products. So they get up to 10% discount on Dell products because we have a big partnership with Dell. So we're working to continue to add of those partnerships and that awareness for all the BBB accredited businesses.
Perfect. Thank you. And let me see if there's any additional questions, but I think there aren't any additional. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good. So once again, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar, Cynthia and Marianela. Thank you so much for attending. But definitely, we'll be emailing you the presentation with the video link as well, and also with some upcoming events that we have that will be able to carry on the conversation to grow your business. So thank you once again, everyone, and I'll see you at the next webinar. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.